Welcome to 0 Hit Points. Is that offensive?
Well, to my ears, maybe.
I don't. I'm Ryan Miller. It's August 30th in either order. And he's out to time. Matt Amberg.
I am a license plate.
Does that license plate actually exist somewhere, you think?
Yes, it definitely does.
Like it's somebody's paying money to have that renewed every year?
If I had the wherewithal and or the proper vehicle with which to outfit that license plate, yeah, I'd be okay with paying the extra money to complete that at all times.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Okay. Well, this is the question then. Does that thing exist on a DeLorean somewhere?
I'm sure.
Or is it just like you think?
I do. I bet somebody in California actually has it. And you could probably Google it. You could probably look it up on their, like the DMV.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the internet costs money, so we don't all use it.
Right. And there we are. I just hope it's actually on like a Ford Escort somewhere, really. Like the guy who thought of it first got it, and he's like, well, you know, I'm not like the own a DeLorean type of fan, but you know, I'll pay $100 or whatever. How much does it cost a year for?
I don't know. I think it's totally dependent on where you are, actually, because I think they're like $80 here, maybe something like that. I'm gonna go on record here. Okay.
Besides the out of time license plate, you got it? You recording?
Yeah, I am recording now.
Okay. One of the stupidest things in the world are vanity license plates.
Tall order from such a short man.
Because half the time,
it's a big, bold statement, sir.
You see one and you're like, what does that say? Instantly waste of money, right? Because you didn't get it immediately. And then maybe you figure it out and you're like, okay.
I think that's
but
kind
they're
of funny.
Paying $100 a year for it.
Beth and I, whenever we see them, we always do the, okay, what's it say? And, you know, it's probably a 50-50. We're like half the time we get it. We're like immediately we've got it. Other times we're like 5 hurdle tits. What?
Exactly,
like, what does that say?
All right.
And then
good. What, there you did. You spent the money.
You know, if we do, you know, eventually we figure it out. I think it's pretty rare that one gets away from us and we're like, we never figured it out. But I guess neither of us understand. It's never something that, like, again, if I had the DeLorean, you know, that's
that's
really,
fine. Yeah,
really
accepting
specific.
That. We're okay.
Outside of that, I personally would never do it. Like, I would rather get knuckle tattoos.
It's getting really dumb in California, actually, because they recently released. My first car was a '66 Chrysler, and I had the black and yellow plates.
Sure.
Classic
cars.
Like, I illegally repainted it even. Yeah, great. They've recently in California made that a vanity. Like you can get there. It's not. I don't know if that's considered a vanity because it's just the color. Like you can get one with a whale tail, or now you can get one that's classic black and yellow. But it still costs over $100 a year just to have that thing each time you renew. Yeah.
So
an actual whale tail, Matthew.
That's.
There are whales in California.
I am both.
Hey, you wouldn't know.
I am both honored and disappointed.
But this show might be a little shorter than normal. But before we make it short, though, I want to mention the stuff we are doing for PAX. The page is up, or what exists of it so far. Some people are like, "Hey, let's not put this up till it's ready."
Oh no! I can't. No, we unlike video games, delays for us just don't work. We're just get half of it out there. We'll finish it later.
We know we're gonna do a podcast every night.
We know it.
There are aspects to it that are kind of to be determined. There will be people on the show that we don't necessarily know about just yet.
We're just going to somebody's room in the hotel. We're gonna. Do you want to be on a podcast?
Also, we'll be in a completely different hotel than usual, which I called and does not have what I call wall internet.
You mean decent internet? So it's going to be on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So this is all pretty much all dependent on that. I mean, last year we had problems. We couldn't, for equipment reasons, we couldn't stream live the podcast on Twitch like we wanted to. But this year I've already checked all that stuff out. We're good to go. Like this might be the year for equipment. In fact, I bought a lot of things to fix stuff that I haven't been real happy with the last couple of years.
So it's perfect. It's working out in every way possible that could go well, because it's you've got all the things that'll work and make it sound good, make it look good, and it won't be able to be seen or heard.
Yep. So keep an eye on that page, and sooner or later there's going to be maybe some times, maybe some casts. I'll put up the links there as we go too. And we need to talk about what games we want to stream those nights too. The reason we haven't done that yet is because you're not going to be there. I want to work on some type of games where you can be there for that. I know we have some Jackbox games that are a little bit more
party centric.
Yes, friendly for the streaming as well, and all that. So look forward to that. We'll do that. Until then, I want to hear about Matt's thing he did with a band he likes.
I did. I went and saw Depeche Mode on Friday, and this is the second time I've seen them. I've only seen them twice.
Okay, that checks out so far.
Yeah, tickets are always kind of expensive to see them. They're not an inexpensive band. Is it crass if I ask you how much your tickets were? Yes, it is, but
okay.
I will tell you, I think it was $350 for the pair.
Yeah. Oh, for the pair. Okay, that got immediately a little bit better. All right.
Yeah, not much better.
That's about right.
Yeah. Okay. So we were not on the show floor. We were in the audience, it was at the Pepsi Center, which is the where the Avalanche play and the Denver Nuggets play. So it's a big stadium. So we were in the stadium seating, not on the floor, which is where the stage was. We were about 19 rows up to the right side of the stage.
Could be worse.
No, we had great seats. We could see the whole stage. We could see all of them. Like, it was a nice big stage, and they took up, we didn't have anything blocking us. Even the people in front of us, that when they were there, which is a whole nother weird story, when they were there, they weren't blocking our view. So the show was great. The last time we saw them was I think that it was the Wrong tour when that album came out, and I can't remember what that record's called because it's not a favorite record.
Well, I'm guessing it's kind of post. Are they still releasing new stuff?
Yeah. They just released a new record a couple months ago, I think.
All right.
And I actually, I listened to the whole thing, and it's all right. It's not one that I want to jump out and listen to 1,000 times over, some of the other ones. But
where are they at in their stage of music creation? Are they trying to do what they did? Are they evolving a little bit? Or are they kind of just...
Depeche Mode has always evolved. Every album has had evolution to it. No doubt. Whether or not you like it, whether or not it's what you want to hear, that's a different story.
Okay. But see that I can salute though. I like that, even if the music itself doesn't come out,
Yeah, no,
necessarily.
There are, I think so there was a major lineup change kind of not early in the career, but early in their popularity. And it was a massive change, and it's still one to this day that a lot of Depeche Mode, it's a very split fan base that say, when Alan Wilder left, the band fell apart. That was, they're no longer the band that was.
When they were getting big with
Alan Wilder,
what was the hit song that was maybe on fire? What was the thing?
Well, I think the one that really put them over was "Enjoy the Silence." That's always been
and that was Alan Wilder
song. I don't remember if Wilder played on that record or not. Actually,
that's a
good question.
I was just gonna say, if he left kind of while they were riding that wave, I can see how.
I gotta find it.
But hey,
I can't remember. I feel like he left right after that.
All right, keep interrupting you. You're gonna have to educate me as we go along here. Great respecter of the band, but not necessarily a scholar.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess I'm doing a little revisionist history here. They were my timelines are just
history is always written by the victor.
Yeah, my timelines are just off, but Alan Wilder left the band, I guess, later on than I remember him leaving. So they had done Violator.
So he was around long enough to ride their initial wave of popularity, I guess.
Yeah. And then he left for a variety of reasons, but he was the programmer. He was it was him and Andy Fletcher, and Andy Fletcher stayed, and Fletch is still in the band and doing what he does. But Alan
He
Wilder
lives, you could say.
He does. Alan Wilder was definitely the when it came to the music, he was kind of the guy. He put a lot of that together, and so a lot of the stuff post, and that's totally true. Actually, a lot of people think post Violator, they kind of fall down. They don't. They're whatever.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so the last show we saw them at, they just didn't have any energy. They were good. They played and Dave bounced around a little bit, but they didn't seem to be having fun. Like, it seemed like they were just very much so, we're here and we're doing this. And I don't remember if it was late in the tour. I don't feel like it was, but this time around, they seemed to just be having fun.
Cool.
Dave was all over the stage. Martin was clearly enjoying himself. Fletch is just a keyboard player, so whatever, he's doing what he does.
Again, he lives. That's the best descriptor
is of Fletch. But they were fantastic. They played, I knew every song they played, including the new ones. They played all the hits. They never play the one song I want them to play, and I'll never hear it live. It's a B-side that will just never be played live. And if you're interested, it's called "Shake the Disease," and I love that song. It's my favorite Depeche Mode song, right alongside "Fly on the Windscreen," which is another one that I was actually bummed out. They played that last time, they didn't play it this time, and I was kind of bummed.
Didn't play this time. Well, but you got that one once at least, I guess.
I did, yeah. No, they were great. The highlight for me of this show was probably their encore. Was Martin Gore came out and did Somebody with just the piano player, played the piano, and Martin Gore sang Somebody, and it's just a beautiful song. It's a song That's that cool. Beth and I really love, and hearing him do that, it's something he did last time too, but it's an incredible moment. It's a wonderful song, and they came out and closed the show with Personal Jesus, and it was great. It was a good show. The downsides to that show happened to be the audience we were surrounded by. There were like 3 to 5 people. The row below us, about 4 seats over, would not shut up the whole show. And they had every one of us, like, there were multiple people surrounding them going, "Shut up!" And they did for 2 minutes. Then they'd start it back up.
Were they like wasted or what's going
Probably.
on? Probably. Okay.
They were something. I mean, I don't know. They were just loud.
I see now my question.
And then there were these 2 people in front of us that kept coming in and out, and like, what are you doing? They stood there for, in like totality, maybe 4 songs. And
they just left.
Yeah,
they just kept
and I don't know what they were doing. Like, they didn't come back stinking like of smoke or anything. So I don't think they were smoke. Maybe they were drinking. Maybe I don't know. But they weren't like at any point were they acting like it's too loud. They didn't seem to have any issues. They were just in and out. It was really weird. I don't know why you pay that much money. Assuming you paid money.
That's the first thing I'm thinking. Like, who has the money to be like that at a place?
One of the best parts that was, so the doors open at 7:30 and they had an opening band, and it was actually a band we saw open before. They opened for Nick Cave, and they're pretty good.
Nick Cage? When did he go on tour?
Yeah, dude, a few years back. We saw him at the Opera House. He just went up there and did his greatest hits.
It comes out on stage. How to Get Burned? How to
Get Burned? The bees! This band Warpaint, and
I would pay $150 for that.
Oh, hell yeah, for him to just come out and just read lines from movies and like take Q&A, like, "Hey, will you read this one?" No, actually, okay, I quit everything until that happens.
Sorry,
entertainment's dead.
Please.
Yeah, so the show was great. That's pretty much it. I mean, it was
okay.
I don't have a whole lot more to add. It was a great show. Beth and I had a lot of fun. They sounded incredible. I mean, they sounded freaking incredible. They
sounded good.
And one of the best parts actually was the fact that you knew that they were live, because during Just Can't Get Enough, there's a keyboard part. You're probably familiar with it. It goes dun, 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 dun. Martin
Sounds good.
Martin was trying to play it, and he kept screwing it up. And he finally at one point takes his hands off, and he points at Fletcher, and he just goes, "You do it." And Fletcher's like, "I don't have that key bank. I don't have that sound in my keys right now. I can't do that." And when it comes back around, he's like, "Okay," and he gets it. And it was very funny. Like,
Dude, you'd think that would be disappointing to a certain extent.
Nah.
But that is literally some of my most favorite moments at any concert. I saw the Aquabats once in, I don't know, Utah, I think somewhere.
Orange County.
But they, probably, yeah, that's literally the only other place it could be. But they did
right.
Captain...
Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
That's how old it is. I can't remember. Something. He's a midget pirate. Captain something in the midget pirates. Nobody remembers it. Not even them. They had a different drummer since last time they played it. Like somebody requested it, so you could see the lead like look behind the drummer, and he's like, "Can you even play this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." And then they did like the half wrong version of it. Like he kept like forgetting the lines in the middle, but the whole audience was yelling it back at him. And then he would kind of, because it's got a point where like he tells a story in the middle, and then it goes back into it real quick. So he would like tell the story in this weird way, and everybody yell it back at him. And then he would kind of look at the drummer, and the drummer would just go, and they just go off again. And Captain Hampton.
There you go.
Thank you. There it is.
I'm here for you. It makes them more human. It's like, oh yeah, you are a musician who's been doing this for 30 plus years, and you screw up sometimes too. It's cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's cool.
It's fun.
Did you ever see Police Story?
The Jacques Chan film? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Yep.
Not for a long time.
Okay. I think I've just seen enough clips of the stunts from it that I thought I had seen it, but I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen it. Because the clips you don't see are the other half of the movie. Like this is like, it's half a Police Story at best, actually, if you think about it.
All right.
Which I looked up.
Fair.
It's called Police Story, I guess, because at this point he was big enough that whenever Hong Kong filmmakers found out he was making a new movie, they would try and copy it and release one before his even got out. Because he's taking the time and making a good movie. So he started naming his movies like really generic titles like Police Story, so nobody could.
That's awesome. Okay, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, this is again. We talked about Project A. This is my second of kind of going down this road, the Jackie Chan road.
The Chan, the road of Chan.
Yes, the Project A. We talked about being kind of strange because it had this kind of period piece element to it, but it was still very small budget. This seems like a bigger budget version of that. It's just really strange to me. I never realized kind of how uneven some of the comedy to action ratio or even just scene to scene stuff is. Like when it's like this gets really serious. Like there are like straight up wacky bits.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen the thing where he's doing like with the multiple phones in the police office
Sure.
while he's trying to eat noodles with some pencils.
Right, why not?
And the music's like like it's a Gumby episode or something.
Man, Jackie Chan as Gumby, I'm into it.
Okay, kind of. All right, that's fair. But then it'll go into like the actual Police Story bits of it where it's like super serious, and you get like these awesome stunts, and those are the clips I see most often. But like at one point he's framed for murder and he takes the captain hostage at gunpoint.
Yes.
And there's it, and not in a wacky way.
No, well, there's nothing wacky about murder, Ryan.
It's just it's taken me a little bit to kind of to find.
It's a cultural.
Or get used to that balance.
It's a cultural difference,
dude. Actually, that's what I thought too. Have you ever been to an airport?
No.
And you see an Asian fellow, or a public place. I don't know why I went with airport. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's real weird.
And you'll see an Asian fellow on the telephone yelling at somebody.
Okay, sure.
This has never happened to you. Okay,
I'm
fine.
sure
Well,
I have seen. I'm sure I've seen this. Yes.
They're just super intense. Like this is not a bad thing. And maybe it's just happened to me too much. I don't know. But they're like having this intense conversation. I'm like, man, this is nuts. Like, who is he so angry at? And then it'll end with, see you later. And he'll just like hop on, start walking off, like, with a hop in his step, whistling.
I honestly, I don't know that I've ever noticed it. It sounds vaguely stereotypical, and I
Okay.
will. You know what? Let's go ahead and
I'll
say
take that part out.
maybe do that. It's a little racist, I think.
The Jackie Chan movies are still a ton of fun. This one very much more so. Like I'm getting the more of the benefits as we go along. I don't know if I'm getting used to them. I mean, it's Police Story's got to be generally considered to be a better movie than Project A, I would imagine. Anyways, I guess.
Yeah,
as subjective as that might be, but
I know Police Story actually has a following. People like that's one that I've Project A is one that I'd never heard about, whereas Police Story is one that I know. Like people, I know I've had conversations with randos at the video store about that movie.
like more than I knew. Yeah, I knew there was 3 Police Stories. I have those in the wings. There's like 3 to 4 more. Like there's a Crime Story. And then there's literally like every 5 years even. Like there's one from 2013, maybe even 2015. It's just it's not the same character. It's not in the same universe, but it's called Police Story or New Police Story or Stupid Police
Story Goes to College.
Like
Police Story to College Years.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
See, now when you finish all of these though, you do need to, I've posted a couple of GIFs and I tagged you in them. People, I had forgotten because you'd mentioned that, and then I for some reason I remembered Ricky O, and Ricky O is probably best known in the States at this point from The Daily Show when Kilborn hosted it, and they would do their countdown, and it had the guy getting his head smashed. So you got to watch it because that movie is like it's considered a horror movie. But is
it? Wait, what's the name of the movie?
Ricky O.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I thought
called
that was
Ricky
just the
O.
name of the dude whose head explodes.
No.
That was his nickname.
No, there's all sorts of great gore effects in there. Like that guy's head explodes, stomachs get like torn out, a guy gets his hand punched out. Like,
and when you say great gore effects, they are akin to the
like we're talking about. It's not. It looks.
It is
awful.
a paper mache thing full of jelly.
Totally, and it looks so great.
Okay.
When my favorite one is there is a fight scene, and I've remembered this vividly for as long as I can remember, as long as the first time I saw it, where a guy goes to punch Ricky O, and Ricky punches him back in the fist, and it just goes bleh, and the fist just like it melts cool. And falls apart all over the floor. And it's totally. It's got really funny fight scenes and really funny dialogue, and it's totally serious and it's really weird.
I'll do it.
You got to check that out. It's
okay.
It goes in the pantheon of weirdness. All right,
Jackie Chan movies. Check them out.
Yeah. So other stuff.
One more. Kong Skull Island.
I still haven't watched it. I have it queued. I haven't watched it yet. Did you love it?
So
Did you love it?
If it's
did you love it?
If it's not Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm reluctant to say it has a marketing problem because I'm fairly unplugged myself, which is why Mass Effect Andromeda must have had a marketing problem because I heard too much about it. The Kong Skull Island I thought it was in the same universe, a prequel or not, as the Peter Jackson film.
Oh, okay. It is not. No. I think it's in the same universe as Godzilla, as the new Godzilla.
You are correct. This is building to a Godzilla, King Kong, which
they announced. They've actually announced that a while back.
Quick tangent. I'm not sure how they're gonna. I mean, they'll pull it off, but they've already set Godzilla up as a hero in that movie. Like towards the end, right? He saves people. They do the same thing with King Kong in this movie, so it's kind of.
Oh, but see, I think I think how they'll do this. So we've got another Godzilla coming out soon, where they're introducing. I shit you not. This is how I think this is going.
They're going to do the third party.
So this next movie, they're introducing Mothra and Gamera. I think what's going to end up happening is King Kong versus Godzilla is going to be Batman versus Superman. They're going to bring in and if they go this route, I would lose it. I would lose it if they bring in Mechagodzilla. Because that would be... Oh, man.
Are you kidding?
Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla and King... freaking...
That would be amazing. You're right. Okay. All right. Now I have some hope. Or if the climax comes to... Like, Godzilla's got King Kong pinned down and King Kong's like... Boo, 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 and then Godzilla's like... Like, that's his mom's name, right? So he's like...
Then they both move
Yeah,
back to
it's
Skull
great.
Island to just hang out.
So Skull Island is not what I expected. Like it's
like an action
it's
comedy.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, so it is what you are expecting.
Yeah,
then.
okay. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I will
No.
tell you the only reason I assumed that is strictly from every shot they showed with Riley. I see John C. Riley and he's having a great time, and I'm like, this has to be along the lines of The Mummy. It has to be.
So, and I didn't see any of those shots, right? I saw the probably the first trailer where Hiddleston does his little, he finds a clue in the floor or something like that, and it's had some, which Hiddleston's actually pretty great. Like, put that dude in some action movies.
Nice. That's
Like,
also
he
awesome to
nails
hear.
it.
I'm into it.
Yeah, he does really good. I'm super into it. Like, he's got the gruff thing down, and they don't put him in a lot of fight scenes, but the one they used to introduce him is actually pretty good.
That's rad.
Yeah, he's cool. But yeah, it's not freaking Peter Jackson. Like it's Michael Bay. The term that came to mind, which I probably didn't invent, but I'm not going to look it up so that I can think I did.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna support you in this.
Is a triple-A B movie.
That's
basically.
We just invented that right now. You did.
Okay.
But we did. But you did.
It's totally that. Like, it's uneven in a lot of ways that those movies can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like the humor plays in kind of a strange way, especially with John C. Reilly, who's a freaking comic genius.
Yeah.
Like, you get the feeling like they let him go on a little bit of this stuff, and it's funny. It's good. It's like, you think of Step Brothers or something like that, but it's making that fit into what this movie is. That's still it's not this. But it's Transformers-esque, like those Bay films are pointless, but they have jokes in there that they can't fit in and don't care about fitting in, which it's an unfair comparison for any movie ever at any time. And I actually would say I like this movie still. So whatever I'm saying shouldn't be likened to Transformers. Okay, I'll delete that part too.
No, that stays in. You can live with that embarrassment.
But it's a fine watch. Like towards once I tried to figure out what it was, I'm like, oh, this is a kaiju movie on one hand,
Right.
Pacific Rim, right? It's not as good as Pacific Rim, but it's not Peter Jackson's King Kong. It's got references to like Heart of Darkness. It's actually really bright in its colors. Like there's a lot of CGI cinematography.
Yeah.
But it kind of leans into a way that I could kind of be like, okay, Samuel L. Jackson's in the movie. All right. Now do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, it means it's like Deep Blue Sea, but better. And Deep Blue Sea is amazing.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So that means Sam Jackson definitely gets eaten by something.
No comment.
I'm right. Yes.
There's allusions to like Moby Dick, while at the same time, John C. Reilly has a jacket that literally says "For Your Health" on it. If you've ever seen his Steve Brule stuff, which is maybe my favorite thing he's ever done in my life, not even joking. So it's uneven. It's a weird balance, but it's something to watch. Yeah.
I will note that Steve Brule is legitimately the single thing that has come out of Tim and Eric that I enjoy.
Really? Yeah,
I do not like them. I don't find them funny at all.
Okay, Tim and Eric as a whole. This is another podcast, I'm a fan of Awesome Show. Like I thought that was good.
I don't like.
No, not at all.
No, the show doesn't do anything for me. I don't like it.
Just about everything else they've done is they are on this like frontier of comedy that maybe doesn't exist at times.
So
Yeah,
they kind of there's like. I heard a comparison once, and I can't really go with it because I guess maybe I just don't have the depth of knowledge with them. Whatever they've put on Adult Swim, like the Steve Brule stuff is real funny, but outside of that, not so much into it.
No, there's a lot of Tim and Eric stuff out there that you shouldn't see, especially if you don't like them already. But that describes a lot of that as well. But yes, Steve Brule is by far the funniest and most accessible of anything they've done, so we can we can go to town on that.
We won't though. Maybe in a different podcast
fine.
some other day.
Let's go to town on video games.
Video games, playing them at night. I was gonna play Fortnite, and then I did it. It was supposed to be updated. The Survive the Storm update was supposed to come out yesterday for Fortnite. It's a pretty giant update. They're putting in some new modes, new characters, new weapons.
Did it not come out yet?
It was delayed.
Oh,
Yeah, so
again.
I watched their dev stream, and they talked about the fact that they've got a couple of bugs that they are just they can't squash, and they don't want to release it with the bugs in there. So they're fixing those. They're working on them. They said it could be anywhere from a day to a week, but they're gonna try and get this out within the next week or so.
Yeah, fine. Taking their time, obviously. Yeah, that's the way you do it.
Yeah, I mean they've. There have been quite a few buggy builds released. In fact, all of them. But whatever, early access, I guess.
Well, it's an early access, Matthew.
That's the excuse. I'll take it.
I'm more concerned that they're not this is they have a trailer for it, and it's this is more like DLC than bringing the game out of early access. It seems. I mean, you say they're quashing bugs. That's cool. I would like to see some UI improvements or some. we talked at length about the tutorial stuff.
So they did release the release notes for what's in here, and one of the things they did add is some more tooltips. So that's not tutorials, but tooltips are helpful. And
they should just call them tutorial tips, and then
toot tips.
Toot tips.
Toot tips.
That's what they call me.
Tooty tips. This is a pretty cool update, though. I'm pretty excited about this. So the Survive the Storm bit is a new mode, and I'm not entirely sure if this is timed or if this is a permanent mode that has timed elements to it, in the sense that it's only available for X amount of days in the month or week or whatever. But what this is essentially this is what I thought this was always going to be, by the way, this game. It's the Horde mode. It's build your fort.
Oh, okay.
Always you're going through entire day, night sequences or cycles. During the day, collect, harvest, build, fix. At night, each wave increasingly gets more and more difficult. If you finish out the entire thing, you get the further you get, the better rewards you get. And this is what I thought the game was supposed to be the whole time. I had no idea.
That's essentially what we played when we played it.
Yeah,
before,
and
right?
it was the thing that I kind of I loved. It's one of the things I do like about the game in general, is I love the building fort aspect of the game is something that's really fun and novel and cool, and it's not required in every mission you do, which is fine. But I feel like I'm not, and maybe it's just because of the way I'm playing the game, I'm not playing it as quickly or as much as I need to or should or whatever. But I'm not having to go back to my major giant fort to do anything, for quite often. I'm not. Wait, let me rephrase this. No. I'm not having to go back to my main fort and rebuild it and defend it as often as I kind of assumed I would.
Gotcha. But you will have to for this mode.
Well, and you have to as you play through the game, but I just haven't had to go back as much as I expected to. Whereas this is strictly a build, defend. That's it.
Okay.
Get rewards. So I'm excited for it. It was delayed, as I mentioned, and there's no.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing we'll talk more about that when you get some hands on.
Yeah, for sure. And then I validated this. I spent 5 more hours playing Prey. I am just spending so much time on side quests and just walking around and freaking out. This game, dude.
Well, how much more along the story are you?
I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like if I'm making progress, it's very slow. But because I'm having fun, I'm loving it. It's not the game doing it. I'm doing it on my own. Yeah.
Or are you still following a path? Oh, okay.
No, so as I'm going through, there are all these objectives and you get side quests and stuff. So I'm just doing lots of side quests and exploring and opening up more spaces, I guess. And in the process, quite a few of these side quests lead me into the direction of my main quest. It's just not. Cool. It's just not. The main quest isn't progressing super quickly because I'm, focusing on other crap. But
gotcha.
There was I told you when I first started playing this, which was months ago, right when it first came out, and I took a really long break for anybody who has, maybe listening or didn't know.
Yeah, if anybody's maybe listening,
whoever you are wonderful viewers. We love you. But the point here is that one of the things that I loved, and I told Ryan, and I didn't explain to him what it was this transformative moment for me, in the beginning of the game where you move forward. It's a story progression beat, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, this was the one you texted me about, and we're like,
And then another one
turned
happened.
A corner
and
gotcha.
the game changed into something else. And now there's even something else that kind of changed the game and how I play it. And it has to do with, so one of the main key components of the fighting here is that the mimics exist, and mimics take the form of things in the universe. It can be a coffee cup, it could be a computer, a phone.
Sure.
And at the beginning, you don't know. So you run around bashing the crap out of everything. Later on, you get
in real life.
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, oh, this is an alien. I start smashing things. You get a helmet that lets you. It gives you the option, like there are tech add-ons that you can put into it to let you spot mimics, and it lets you observe and gain data on the various creatures. And the so you get into this point where you wear this thing, but it takes away almost all the sound. So you hear this other thing, but you can't hear what's around you. And you're doing it to scan around looking for mimics. And I have numerous times now been like, okay, I'm going to scan this room for mimics. I don't see anything. I'm going to creep forward a little bit. Then I'm suddenly attacked. I don't know where from. I turn the thing off. I'm hearing a, and then I'm dead. And it's fantastic. Like, even with this, like, quote unquote cheat mode, it's not a cheat. Like, it helps, but it doesn't, you know, like it's, there's a takeaway with it.
They've smartly, and balanced it.
It's really cool. And just the one of the aspects that I'm kind of loving about it is you get into points where this thing, when you see the creatures, it scans them, and it takes time to scan them. And when it scans them, it's telling you everything about that Typhon organism that's known in the base that you're at. So most of these Typhon organisms have been cataloged, but not all of them. And you have to scan them multiple times, different ones. You can't scan the same one 3 times at the same.
Right.
So you scan them, and then that unlocks Typhon powers. So you get some of the powers that they have. You actually get the ability to turn into a coffee cup.
Whoa, sign me up.
Yeah, game is 100% being played as a coffee cup right now.
Holding a gun, just
a coffee cup. I'd be a phone, so that I could be like the thing in Kung Fury when Hitler shoots into the phone, the bullets fly out. So you get these powers, but then even that has a downside, because everything that's automated, like all the sentries and the turrets and stuff, are all built to look for Typhon signs. So you are now an enemy to those. So you have to debate.
No kidding.
Now you can hack them so that they ignore you, but you have to get to them to hack them. So then you have to decide, do I want to EMP them or break them, whatever. Whereas if you never use those powers, you'll never be affected by them.
Oh, that's crazy, man. That's cool.
So, and from what I'm understanding, the more you use, the more sensitive they become. So the powers are all very cool. Like all the and there are those trees are just insane. They are huge. This is a game that
they want you to play through more than once.
I definitely like. It's one that I definitely will want to. Will I ever? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But man, I am spending one of the things I'm spending a lot of time doing is finding as much crap as I can to recycle it to get synthetic materials. You use the materials in another machine to craft things like bullets and med kits and stuff. One of the things you can craft are the mods that allow you to upgrade yourself, but you do get to a point where you craft X amount of them, and then it says, oh, you can't craft anymore because the person who created the crafting material, or the recipe, he put an electronic lock on it so it couldn't be abused.
Smart. Yeah, put that, because you never know when people are gonna abuse that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It was cool. Okay, I liked it.
I also like it, which is why I'm making fun of it. You should continue to play that game.
I will continue to play that game. I'm gonna roll credits on this one. I'm looking forward to the credit roll on it.
Okay. Okay.
It's fun, man. I love this game.
No,
like,
I
I'm
got it. I
looking
just
for-
like how most of our it's leading up to the segue where we get scared and fall apart. I like how our segment from game to game just kind of fizzles out into.
Okay, what game did you
I will continue
play?
to play and allow me to fizzle in.
Hard
How do
segue.
you like
whoa,
that?
whoa. Are you a human zot?
I've been called worse.
But are you as tasty? I like the green ones the best.
I've been called worse. Hey, see what I mean? We did it.
You don't know what zots are, do you?
Call of Duty. I do. They're candies.
Okay.
They're not jujubes, but
No, they're hard candy that you bite into them or you suck, and then they have fizzy stuff in them and they go.
yeah. No, I forgot. Hey, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. You remember that game?
Smooth segues.
I'm on the Ascendance map pack. I did a couple things, but I didn't. I found a buddy and we made it to because I've had a problem getting up to 25 is one of the achievements for just doing zombie mode there for a while.
Is it?
And there's a thing you can do where you funnel the zombies into a certain spot and we just hole up and shoot guys for a while. But it gets hairy and it's fun and it was cool. Having fun with it. Did that thing.
All right. Is this the Call of Duty that I played?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the last one you played, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last one I played is the one that we both played together, and we only played together like twice.
Yeah, we did the survival mode thing a bit.
Right. See, and
This is
again, man, like
different, yeah.
I would totally be down with doing the zombies thing, like, but like, I don't want.
Yeah.
I do think when that single disc comes out, that's just the zombies stuff. I think I actually might pick that up.
What's on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Even though I'm gonna, Hey, Dance Central is a game. I've been playing that game regularly.
I wish at the beginning of this you had taken a picture of your legs and then took a picture of them now to see how much more muscular they are.
No, I have a feeling that would have been anticlimactic because you can't see the pain if there was some sort of physical representation. Because I played it, I started it, couldn't move for a while. We talked about this, and then I kind of started having fun. Like I was doing it every night, and was still bumping up against the Kinect as you will do with any Kinect game. But we talked about how last week where I got stuck because I started making too much progress towards the last achievement I thought I would never get.
I love that I started making too much progress, so I have to stop.
It's true. I wish I had just bumped up against the wall completely. What happens is with hard mode, where I thought that it was going to be because usually games like this, the thing that they change to turn it into hard mode is that they require a greater amount of accuracy. That's not what they did here, which smartly, I guess.
Well,
thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, Kinect. How accurate can you be?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have expected it because there are points where they've leaned into that and depended on that way too much. Like I talked about the difficulty curve, like how they've basically just built that into the curve. How Kinect's not going to read you right sometimes,
right?
And that's incredibly frustrating. But what they did for the harder difficulty of the songs is they included more moves. And they took out some of the repetition. Because a lot of times the way I was getting 5 stars on some of these is because the chorus is all the same moves. So there would be a routine and then would go in the chorus and I knew what I would have to do because I would have that routine somewhat memorized at that point.
Which is what you're supposed to do with your dance routines.
Probably.
No, 100%.
It turns out.
Yeah, you got to memorize
Okay.
it.
Hey, there you go. So it just took more memorization and longer. Like I would actually have to go into break it down mode to actually learn the stuff and then go back into it. There were still points where I swear I'm doing it perfectly or I'm definitely doing it good enough to the point like it should be counting and it wasn't. So I would have to adjust in stupid ways to get it to count and then actually work that into the routine.
So, okay. Break it down mode is where like you can change the tempo and all the speed and right. So you can learn what the steps are.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It sounds cooler than it is.
No. It's you are going through a similar thing that I go through with Rocksmith. Where like I will play something I can hear it.
Band, you got it. Yeah.
But you're telling me I didn't, and then you go into I would go into the riff repeater base the same thing and be like, okay, here's what you want me to do.
And that's not every time. Like I'll cop to sucking at dancing.
Definitely. Yeah. And
often.
I'm a bad guitar player, so.
But yeah, I mean, there was another night, like I play this every night, but there was another night where I had to go to bed, like not again. Usually I will just stay up until 2 and then I've got it and it's been good for everybody. But there was another night where I just had to give up. I was like, fine, whatever. You win, I said to the game out loud with nobody else in the room, and then went to sleep.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever talk to your thing and say, fine?
No, I'm not joking.
I do it all the time. I will tell Injustice games and be like, you know what? I don't care. You can win this round. And I'll put my controller down. I just that's it. I actually ask the game, like, you feel better? Huh? That work out for you? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, dude. No. Yep. I did. You win. Is this what you wanted? That you feel good about this? What did this do for you?
Yeah.
Huh? This is where it got you? Great. This is what you want to do with your life?
I'm just going to turn you off. Like
Dance Central, yeah.
That to me is a legitimate threat to the computer, to the inanimate object.
We are normal people with great psyches. Hey, that's all I played this week.
Okay, but Dance Central. So
I finished it. I guess I should add that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and the achievement of achievements. So now, what was tell me what?
Yeah, man.
What your last, like, because you had two. You had the last two were like the hardest ones, right? That you had.
No, actually, and then this is what happens when, you know, some of the time you're like, I know I have this and you're not giving it to me. Is that the songs I have the hardest time on aren't even the last ones. They pop up in stupid positions, like, you know, like 10th from the end, and I think I run into a little hump, like maybe 4th from the end, 4th song from the end or something like that. So yeah, it's not even. It's uneven, because then you get to the last 2 songs. I don't know. Maybe they've built the difficulty curve like this because it is nice to have the hard thing happen earlier on, you know? Like if I get a game and there's an achievement for playing on hard mode, I'll play hard mode first.
Right, exactly.
And save all the easy stuff for last. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's how this is supposed to be, but
so,
the last 2 songs I freaking breezed through. Yeah,
and,
no, it didn't even
matter. This final achievement, which gives you the whole thing, that was 5-starring every song on Expert?
On hard.
Yeah,
expert on the hardest difficulty, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
One of the hardest I've ever done, for sure.
You have been signed up by me at PAX for a Dance Central off. It is happening Sunday at I think it was 11:30 in
Wait.
the Wyvern
whatever
thing.
No, you're making this up. I mean, number one, I'm not going.
0 hit points is signed up. You're going to be a no-show.
Is Dance Central going to be there in some capacity? Really? Okay, all right. You did good. That was a good one. You got all right. Dance Central. That's I at one point I said I was thinking about Dance Central 2 and 3. I think I've been cured of that so far. But I might have to. Yeah, I might be downgrading to continue my cardio. More on that later. Hey, some things happened over the course of the week that we can talk about now in. Again, probably short form, but I don't know if there's a long form version of these. Injustice has released a new trailer for their Fighter Pack 2.
Yeah, finally getting some DC characters that are kind of cool here.
Like Raiden.
Yeah, I love Raiden in the DC universe, just like I love Sub-Zero in the DC universe. Stop forcing these freaking Mortal Kombat characters, man.
Sub-Zero, at least you could be like, because Scorpion was in Injustice 1, right? So you're like, okay, Sub-Zero's in Injustice 2.
It bugged me then, too.
It still bugs, but yeah, I mean...
This is like
Raiden is too far.
It's just such a freaking Sub-Zero is too far, man. It's such a push for nothing, and I hate that they're in there. It just
seems like filler, right?
It does. Like, what are you? There is no lack of DC characters you can pull from, and who the hell says?
Especially when you're pulling Black Manta.
Who the hell says you have
good
to
pull? But
yeah, I will Starfire for crying out loud. You know.
Also,
who? I don't know.
Who?
Three. Yeah, it's how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, no,
yeah. 3. Black Manta looks rad. I am super excited that they brought Black Manta into the fold.
Hellboy looks rad.
Another one that at this one I totally dig, because he at least is a comic book character. You know?
Yeah, see, there you go.
He fits.
Not strictly DC, but I mean DC owns
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse at this point, right? Yeah, okay.
Hellboy looks great. I admit Hellboy is one that I'm like, all right, you know, I'm into that. Even to a point where I was actually okay with the freaking Alien and the Predator and all that in Mortal Kombat. Like that, it's fine with that stuff. But the DC universe, man, I don't know. Just I don't know.
We're so close to Mortal Kombat X still. I feel like that it's kind of like we just saw Raiden, like an updated version of Raiden. Like this isn't like and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, no, it's I bet. But in any case, Hellboy and Black Manta, awesome. Totally into them. Yeah, I can. I'm looking forward.
And I mean, it's not Marvel versus Capcom Infinite.
It's not.
Which you know what is.
Marvel versus Capcom Infinite.
You got that. Okay.
Yes!
Thank you for reading the agenda.
I'm on fire!
They did a trailer for Jeddah and Ghost Rider.
Cool.
Exactly. I mean, we've been kind of down on this game. I still don't like the look.
Not even a little bit.
Kind of starting to get the feeling for the game, at least. It's starting to feel like a Marvel versus Capcom for me, at least when I watch this trailer.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. They're showing some of the systems. They have like an Infinity Stone system in there that they're showing some of those special moves. I started to at least get that feeling, even if I still didn't dig the look or...
Everything about this game is on the bad side for me. Like, the dialogue, the look, all the trailers, I just don't, and nothing about this game looks good to me. I don't.
I think I'm just surprised at how much that style was unifying in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like I feel like that this just doesn't have its own. It doesn't have anything unifying the look to me. It just looks like going for some realism, going for some. I mean, the Capcom guys look more like Capcom guys.
I don't know what it is. Like it doesn't feel right at all from a visual perspective. You know, I don't look at that and go, man, it looks like it's gonna be janky all the time, even though it's probably gonna be smooth. Everything about that looks janky to me. I don't know. I'm not into it. I am not into it.
There you go. We're not.
However,
we are not.
I am also not into ignoring Overwatch shorts.
Oh, okay. I wonder where I was. I thought you were gonna say you weren't into the latest Overwatch short for a second, and I thought this was gonna go long.
I can't. But, again, man, just every time, all of them are great. May no different.
This is a really good one, though. I think this is top tier.
I never thought I was going to care or be interested in May's backstory. And once again, shock and awe. That fantastic. What a great one, short.
Yeah.
May, fantastic. Like the tragedy behind her is tremendous. And the fact that the sacrifice that she feels from her own technology. And then on top of all of that, bringing it all back with May being the everlasting bastion of hope.
It's good.
So good.
It's real good. They work in some of the mythology that we've already seen. You see the other end of Winston's transmission there at the end.
Yep, and you find out why Echo Point Antarctica was even built, which was cool. You know, that was pretty awesome to get that confirmation and knowledge.
It's called Rise and Shine. Check that thing out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, and I gotta say that there's one really tremendous shot, and it's the this is, spoilers, I guess, whatever. Towards the end.
Oh no.
Towards the end of the short, there's this one.
I'm giving them time to skip. If they want.
Towards the end of the short, there's a nice panning shot of May. She's getting ready to leave Echo Point Antarctica, and I really loved that the last thing that she does in that scene is there's a nice shot of the cryo chambers, and they all have their coffee mugs that are steaming, with drinks.
And I missed that.
Yeah,
cool.
That was it was one of those things that just totally endeared her to me, as a character. I'm like, oh, you know what? All right.
Great characterization. Yeah. No,
they did it.
Yeah, not the only piece of Overwatch thing either. especially that I wanted to ask you about actually, because it seems like is Mercy still your? I mean, your
Mercy and
I don't know if she
Sombra.
was ever your top player, but that was kind of like you play healers.
Yeah, Mercy and
So I feel
Sombra
like-
are my two
Okay.
go-tos. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And Mercy's still definitely
So-
my favorite.
Well, what about with all these changes that are apparently coming through?
I think they're pretty fascinating. Kaplan talked about in their dev video about the fact that one of the things that they really didn't like was in a lot of competitive arenas and even in the not as competitive spaces, people would ask Mercy would just go hide, stay away, and come back out, get your 5-man res
For the revive. Gotcha.
right? And that was something that everybody who's played the game has dealt with. Nobody enjoys it. Everybody gets frustrated by it. It's even if you end up winning, even if you're able to put the 5 men back down, it's still like really, man. She came out of nowhere, popped them all back up, and are you kidding me? It's frustration.
Sure.
So what they've done here is they moved her res to a 30-second cooldown, and it's now her E. It's an actual it's a single move for a single player, so you can res
what do you call
individuals.
Hold on, he mentioned
It's an individual ability instead of being her ult. It's an ability now instead of an ult. So it's on a 30-second ability cooldown.
single target only ability.
So that is now moved to an ability, and her ult is something called Valkyrie, which gives her the ability to free fly all over the map, and her Guardian Angel has a significantly longer connection, and the Guardian Angel
okay.
is you want to click to somebody,
Zoom
and
somebody, yeah.
all of your abilities cool down faster. Your abilities also are buffed, so your gun is buffed and your healing is buffed, which also means your damage buff is buffed. So while you can't do a 5-man res with one keystroke, you could potentially res, ult, res, because on ult, all of your abilities are recharged immediately. So res.
Oh, immediately,
Yeah.
even, not just faster. Okay.
No, in not while it's going, but on the initiation of the ult, anything that was used resets immediately. So you can res, ult, res, then that cools down significantly quicker, and you can get at least one more res off before your Valkyrie is done. So possible to still, I think you can still even get the 5-man. It's just significantly more difficult, and it does involve your ult and managing abilities.
It sounds like you're pretty into it though. Like I think
it's a
sounds
cool.
like you're kind of on board with this.
Yeah,
Seems smart.
I'm on board with it. I think it's an interesting change. I haven't played with it at all. It looks cool. It's a novel change. It's going to significantly change how she's played, and I think this is a good change. I know why they did it. I think it's a good choice. I think that she will get some changes. I think they will have to continue to dial this in. Like I don't know that 30 seconds is always going to be the time for that.
Yeah.
I think that'll probably.
Well, they're going PTR first. Is in fact
It's in PTR.
This is
now.
already
Yeah.
okay. It already is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should go try to get her achievements for her achievement currently is to get the 4-person or maybe 5-person res.
Yeah.
And I've never done that, so I'm wondering if I would assume knowing Blizzard they'll change it, but
they
should change it to something harder when that comes to consoles.
It could. I mean, the easiest way to do it is there are a couple specific maps. Just wait till you get towards the end, then just hide. Wait for everybody to die.
I don't think it'd be a problem to get it. I just I haven't played enough. But
yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
I'm interested. When if and when I play it more, I'll check her out because I will.
Cool. All right, we have more things here. Rainbow Six Siege is getting Season 3. There's a Secret of Mana remake out there. I guess it's going to happen. Brink is now free to play. Mark Laidlaw released Half-Life 3. Microsoft is...
Wait. Brink is now free to play?
Yeah, man. The wait is over.
Finally. I think I own that game too.
That's a possibility.
No, actually I do. I own it. It was one of the first games. Actually, I think I got it for free when I bought my laptop, my Alienware.
Hey, everybody owns it. It's free. Yeah, and I guess if you ask Pete Hines why, His quote is like, "Why not?" unquote. which honestly, if you're gonna make Brink free, like I don't like if you gave any other reason but that. Like if he came out and was like, "Well, we looked at the numbers and we feel like for the best thing for our community and then we did." Dude, your game came out 6 years ago and I don't know if anybody's gonna download it. It might still be too much money.
And with all that, why not move on to something that doesn't cost $1? It's also free to play, and we like to refer to it as the lightning round.
All right.
This is the part of the show where Ryan this week is forced to answer for his crimes. And by that, I mean there are pieces of information out there, news items that we don't want to spend a lot of time on, less than 5 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and let Ryan have wonderful takes on said news items. He's going to have 30 seconds on the clock. He's going to be judged by a panel. You already
said 5 seconds.
30 seconds. They're going to take less than 5 seconds, but you got 30 seconds. You can take all the time.
Okay.
I'm just saying they should take less than 5 seconds. That's the whole thing here. Ryan Miller, 30 seconds on the clock. Nintendo's Miiverse for Wii U and 3DS is shutting down this November.
Oh, no. I think probably for people... Oh, no.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds overtakes Dota 2 for most concurrent players on Steam, and then the servers crashed.
I guess that was it then, huh? They did it. It's over. Perfect score.
I wish I controlled the buzzer. Hey,
you do.
Games that are coming out. Yesterday, GTA Online's Smuggler's Run got updated.
Yeah.
So check that out. Tomorrow, though, Life is Strange.
Whoa, what does the Smuggler's Run come with? Like, I don't even know. I watched the trailer, but I didn't. Are there details on it?
Probably. Go check out
Okay.
Rockstar's website
right.
if you want that.
Just wanna
I
make
don't
sure.
know. It's,
Okay.
it's the same nonsense. It's new cars, probably some stupid thing you can do that costs $1 billion, and eventually when you log in, you'll get 250,000 useless dollars that can't buy you anything. But tomorrow is more important because Life is Strange. Before the Storm, Episode 1.
Okay.
Also, Resident Evil Revelations, and next Tuesday, September 5th, the third most asked about game in the world, Knack 2.
Knack 2.
I'm pumped.
Knack.
So, normally this is the part of the show where we say, hey, here's what we're going to stream. But guess what? We don't even have to talk about what we're going to stream because we're not. Well,
it's all PAX all week.
All the time.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is your week, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So no stream on Thursday, and on Friday there will be a stream, and for a while it won't be a game, and then it will be a game if the hotel Wi-Fi is as good as I'm expecting it to be.
And you know what I just realized? On Thursday, I will stream by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll play some PUBG
do we
or
need
something.
to announce that? Or
Well,
I feel
fine.
like that's kind of a private matter.
No, you know what? I get it. You're going to go play in your hotel alone. I guess I'll just play video games.
I will be in my hotel on Thursday because I accidentally booked my flight a day early.
What?
I was so pissed off. My wife's like, when do I have to take you to the airport? And I was like, oh, Thursday at this time. And she's like, okay, well, give me your itinerary. So I gave her my itinerary. She's like, you're leaving Wednesday. And I was like, no, I'm not. I would be there. My hotel doesn't start till Thursday. Where would I stay? Well, I would stay at Sliptide's house. Wonderful, beautiful Sliptide. Just the People Magazine's sexiest
beard of the year
DJ of 2000 beard team is putting me up. Thank you, sir. I publicly thank you in front of all these people.
Yay!
I screwed up. You made it right.
And for all of our viewers out there who are going to be at PAX, Ryan will make it right for you too. Just go find him and say, hey, Ryan.
Do it. I'll have buttons that are like 3 years old. I'll have shirts that are only 1 year old. And I'll have stickers that are also, I think, only 1 year old. Did we do those? Was that last year?
Yeah,
right?
the stickers are super cool. I love them.
All of them for extra super free.
Yeah.
So just find me. Just get them. They're cool.
They're free. It's apparel.
right?
Check it out, 0HITPOINTS.com, where we've got that pack site up. You can check out the podcast there, of course. You're probably listening to it there now. Or are you? Are you listening to it on your phone or some computer? Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you?
Take a poll.
How are you finding us?
Packs. He's knacking packs.
Arm pumping. Chest thumping. Knee breaking.
Packs.